Hello and welcome to the Adventures of Siberia. Today we are playing Space Engineers with the Industrial Overhaul Mod. I am super excited to play this mod finally. So this here is called the Indie Wagon. Indie is short for industrial because this is the most basic vehicle I was able to muster in order for us to start in the Industrial Overhaul mod here. So it has the same stuff you would basically see in a survival pod, except we have here, oops, wrong button. Let me get my menu back up. There we go. We have here acid batteries. So these batteries are a little bit, you see here, max required input. I'm sorry, output is 2,000 or 2 megawatts on these, as opposed to the ones we're used to, which is normally 3. So it is a little bit of a weaker battery. So I thought it was fair. I had 2 here, one to run our survival kit. Look at that, nice and charged with a little bit of ice to get us started here. Just got a 2,000 ice. Let's put that from the connector to the hydrogen generator. I got a couple of bottles. I should go ahead and grab them. The way these are piped, I can access the survival kit through this rear section here, through the connector, and it is piped back to back on the hydrogen generator up here. So if I need bottles, all I gotta do is come up here, grab them from right there, and now we are good to go. So guys, I will be putting this on the Steam Workshop. I have blueprinted it. It is ready to roll. That explosion was an unknown signal, probably. Yeah, I didn't have my HUD on here, so I don't know what's going on. But I will be putting this guy here on the Steam Workshop, so you can copy it, drop it on a planet somewhere, and start your own adventure. Well, on this episode, my goal is very, very simple. We're going to jump in this rover. We're going to get some materials. I just want to go get a load of stone, pop it into this survival kit here. So this is how this mod begins, right? This is where you start. If you click on the ingots bag here, your survival kit can process copper, iron, and all the other ingots, which would be nickel, silicon, and I believe, no, I don't think magnesium yet. Iron, nickel, silicon, and copper in this case. So let's go take a ride. I think one of our first goals is, by the way, if you look here, progression is unlocked, and the reason is the mod itself requires that in order to function properly. The way you progress through it is mainly through gathering those materials. As you gather them, they unlock new blocks. So let's take a quick look here. So I have my production blocks here. Look how many. Remember how we had the refinery and the assembler, and then we had a basic and a refinery and also a basic assembler? Well, now we got all of these here that we're going to be exploring, building. They all have their own individual function. So let's go ahead and jump on the rover here and have some fun exploring. I think one of my first things I want to build, though, is a way to detect these ores, right? So, like, let's see if we can get an ore detector. Let's head towards that wall over there. I know I can just dig down here, but I kind of also want to look around a little bit. And throw some stone into that survival kit and begin the adventure here. Look, there's a stone here. What is here? Let's go up to it and pull our drill out and see what this is. So here is my drill, and my drill says this is nickel. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some. Let's go. Let's grab a quick bag full of just mostly the stone is what I'm after here, because I want to pop those ingots over there and just get a little bit of everything and just see if I can make myself an ore detector, you know? be so much easier as we're driving around to be able to see what we are farming and collecting. Let's go ahead and pop this in here. What did I collect? So I did collect a little bit of nickel as well. Let's go and see what I can do with all of that. Let's throw a bunch of those in, make it 10,000 so it just never stops. So you can also make your basic tools here, which I need to equip my grinder. Where is my character tool? There we go, our little grinder. So now we have everything that we need. There we go. So with this being said, let's go ahead and pop, and I believe it's called a metal detector. Yes, there we go. And this is going to be the first one that we're going to be able to produce. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the rest of these stone in there. No. Go ahead and try to queue it. One component cannot be put into projection. Which one was it? What can I not produce here? In the survival kit, let's see. I need electromagnets. Okay, so I'm going to need a bunch of these. What do we need here to make that? There we go. I don't think I have enough to make 100. Let's make like 30 of each. We make 20 of these, 20 of these, maybe like 10 of those, 10 of those. Let's just pop them all in there and see what we can get. Can I get a basic material just so I can place this? Yes, I can. Alright, so I was thinking, maybe I can just pop it right here in the front? Like, maybe here? Is that a good spot for it? Yeah, it's right in there. Let's tuck it in. And this is continuation of the... I'm going to go with the yellow on this. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick up some yellow. I do a Shift P and it picks up whatever color I'm looking at. And let me make sure I'm not in creative. I was in creative. I'm so sorry. There we go. And let's go ahead and pop this ore detector like so. So let's go ahead and right click it in order to put it in the menu right there. So we need steel plates, construction, basic computer, and electromagnets. So let's go ahead back here. Let's try some computers, structure components, and electromagnets. Maybe a few of these. What do we need for those? Copper wire. So the copper wire needs to make before that can make. I believe in the survival kit, let's go into the inventory here. You actually have to manually put this stuff back around in there. For instance, if we make that copper wire, then in order for it to work on this, it has to go back up to the system. Oh no, it does pull automatically. That's cool. Alright, well that works for me. Let's go ahead and try to make this. We still need some materials, and we haven't gotten any. The other thing I want to worry about here relatively soon is space. We need more cargo space on this rover in order to, you know, be able to carry some stone back to wherever crash pad we come up with. And very soon, the very first block in the production tab here that we're going to have to do is our assembling bench. And this would be basically the survival kit, but with a couple more materials, if I remember correctly. Let's see what we can get here. Do we have anything at? Are you producing anything? One construction component so far. Oh, it is gummed up. We need, let's see. We need a little bit of space for it. What do we get for this? So we need electromagnetic steel plates. Alright, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and stop these and get the electromagnet magnets. We need like How many of those do we need? 5 electromagnets. So we got 1. This thing takes a minute. The other thing the mod said was to make sure that you ran it on realistic speed, your assembler and such, in order to make sure that the mod functioned properly. I'm not 100% sure what is behind that, but this is one of the requirements for it. Okay, so we need some computers and some steel plate. Let's go ahead and pop this onto fully visible. It is time we start collecting those unknown signals very shortly here. We're going to need those guys. So production, let's go ahead and stop these. Let's get some of the... We need the computers now. What do we need for these? Copper wire. Inventory, we do have a couple of them. Production, let's go back and do another 20 after something here. Oh yeah, let's just put it there. So as you can see, everything takes a minute, it takes a while to build, and that's okay. It's a progression, and we kind of want to explore a lot of things. Look at that survival kit. Are you going to open your chutes? I thought it was just going to faceplant. Why don't we start driving over there while this stuff is processing, and let's go grab some stuff. That might be fun to do. But yeah, the Indy Wagon. I am really enjoying this little vehicle. It does what it's supposed to. There we have it. Let's go ahead and pull up right here. Looks like it's about to land right on top of us. Let's stay in the shade. Are my lights on? Yeah. I'm using, I believe it's called a deep space mod, which makes your shadows a lot darker. And nighttime is going to be a lot darker as well. So we are definitely going to be using and needing lights to ensure visibility here soon. Give me what you got. Rainbow rifle. Alright. And there we have it. An ore detector ready to roll for us here. I am excited. Let's go ahead and take a look at its range and what it can do. So let's go ahead and do metal detector here. I want to go ahead and do the initials of the Indy Wagon, the I.W. So that way, if I am parked at a base, I know which one it is, and I'm going to increase this range to 350 meters, which is the max. I also want to go ahead and grab this ore detector. I'm going to pop it right here with an on and off option, and look at that. Copper. We have found copper. I think that would be a cool spot for us to head towards. Copper is definitely going to be a necessity, and we need to start making a little base here because I don't have much room in this. And if I were to add a cargo to it, I would have to add maybe a second set of wheels. If I were to add maybe a medium cargo, small grid medium cargo. Oh wait, past the copper, it's over here. I'm right on top of it, 28 meters. So this is cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and I still have all this stuff in my pockets, so that's not helping the situation. What do we need for a small cargo, or a medium cargo container? Let's see, I have it right there. A medium requires 20 aluminum plate. We don't have that. We can't make any aluminum, can we? Get any aluminum. We have 2. So, yeah, the interior walls, or the interior plates, as we knew it, becomes the aluminum plate, and I'm sure we'll find out what materials we need for that eventually. But this is pretty cool so far. Our survival kit is processing. Our battery is fully depleted in 7 hours. So definitely what we want to do is go ahead and find a spot and get to work, start mining and get some stuff. Do I want to build a base here? Can we build a starter base here? Is that an ice lake? Ooh, let's go towards the ice lake. I like ice lakes.
Charred remains, mortar shells, red rain. Mogadishu, don't forget, angels' blood was being let, bringing comfort and supplies to emaciated sunken eyes. Is this the end of the beginning, or the beginning of the end? Is this the end of the beginning? I'll ask you this, my friend. Yugoslav genocide, so much anger from inside. Ethnic difference causes pain, flashing in each other's brains. Communism, it concedes to death and violence in the streets, like the Chinese prophet said. Or the beginning of the end? Is this the end of the beginning? I'll ask you this, my friend.
Well, there we go, guys. We are here at the ice lake. We were about 3 kilometers, but we had to go all the way around. So you can see my trail of GPSs over there. We had to go all the way down to the hill. I could not find a spot to get down. So here we are. Let's go ahead and recharge our hydrogen. We have ice available. There's stone right here. I think we're in a good spot to start producing things. So I'm going to go ahead into my production here, and I'm going to queue up 100 steel plates. I want to build a small little area. What is this? That is weird. Okay. I want to build a platform where I can build a few windmills, so we can start generating power to recharge our rover here, because our batteries, I mean, we still have plenty of power, but eventually they will run out. So I'm gonna let these produce, and I will. Alright, so here we are, guys. I have thrown some stone into this rover. Honestly, I haven't mined any more other than what I had in my pockets. I still haven't been able to empty them all. I still got some. But I was able to produce a decent amount here, 91 plates, so we can create a little base. We got a little bit of some construction components, and I just ground up a unknown signal, and I was able to get some light bulbs and these aluminum plates. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to take a look at a medium cargo container, one of these, and that requires 10 aluminum plates. What does the big one require, and will it fit? So it has to be centered like this, which means my wheel would have to be extended out one if I were to put one here. Let's just go with a medium for now. I think what I'll do is just empty out this cargo container here. Let's go ahead and toss that. Actually, let's put them together and then toss them, because then they will stay in one bundle right there. See? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grind off this connector, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place a medium cargo, like so. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the connection points off to the side. I think that's the best spot to go with it. And let's see if we can weld this up. First off, I want to make sure I have it on my build planner and that I can grab enough materials. We have just barely enough aluminum plates to do this. Alright, let's go ahead and place our connector back on. And there we go, we just expanded the rover one. Oh, we need motors. This is not going to work, is it? Do I have motors in here? Can I make motors? I cannot make motors. So I don't have any motors. Well, what can I say? I guess for now, I'd rather have a cargo than the connector, right? Whatever. Let's just go with that for now. So I'll wait for my next unknown signal here, and hopefully we can get a few more of those aluminum plates. But in the meanwhile, I do want to start building our platform. So what I'm going to do is set up some blocks. I am just going to go for it right here because it's a little bit less elevated here. I believe it'll be easier for me to match up the blocks here onto the ice. So like eventually if I want to drive up here, it'll be a lot smoother and easier to get up here. I hope. Fingers crossed. Let's try that. I don't need it to be super huge for right now, but I want an area that I think I'll do it off to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm gonna do 8 tall as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so 1 on top, 1 on each end. My idea here is I want to construct a windmill tower. As I start collecting materials, I can just weld them as I go. We'll start with this top one, and then so on and so forth. Go ahead and build these guys. So yeah, that is our priority, to build one of those. Look at that, we already kind of got a little base area here. This is kind of cool. Maybe I can just park the rover right here for now. That'd be kind of interesting, right? If I can just place these blocks correctly. Let's go there, there, and there. One of these days I'll learn how to place blocks. There we have it. There we have it. Very cool. Can we get one more at the very tippy end there? Come on, you can do it. Boom. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab our little rover here. I will grab that. I hate littering in this game. For some reason, it drives me a little crazy. I don't know. I've always been like that. I can never leave stuff behind. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to, right? Let's go ahead and back it up here. That way, towards the back there, eventually we can build a connection point, and hopefully we'll rebuild our connector here as well. And I believe once we get power going, once we get the first windmill here, that we can go ahead and make our, what is it called again? I totally forgot. It's right here. Not the power block, production. Assembling bench. So this is going to be one of our first builds relatively soon here. I'm probably going to put it just right there so I don't forget it. Did I go ahead and get that? Let's go ahead and get this here into our build planner. Let's go ahead and pull out as much as we can and go ahead and queue it up into the system. Let's see. Okay, I got everything I could, so I just need copper wire and electric magnets. I'm going to queue up a few extra copper wires because we're going to need some of those wires as well to make more electromagnets. And then once I'm done with that, what do we need for this, for the assembling bench here? Wait, do I want it right there? I think I don't want it right there. Let's bring this back further a little bit. So the rover could stop about right there where the assembling bench is. That could be the parking spot for it. And then back here, I can start building a section to start building at least the major production blocks. I'm not exactly sure which ones exactly we are going to need. I have an idea, but I don't know how we're going to do this. I mean, we might want to build part of a base here, another part somewhere else. I mean, what if we find a material that's just easier to build near it? So, you know, that's kind of one of the cool things about this. It's going to guide us everywhere. It's going to take us all over the place as far as that goes. So I am very excited for that. So I want to do a wind tower there, and then maybe one that way eventually, and then I'll build in this general area here for now. I think this is going to be good. So this could be an outdoor production area, you know, where most of the materials are outside, the production blocks are outside, with catwalks and things like that around it maybe. So first things first, if this is, I assume this would be a wall right there. So let's go ahead and place our assembling bench right here. So I want to come in, park there or something, and immediately just be able to connect to this. Okay, come work with this. Let's see how much of the welding we can do as of right now. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get these materials. I know I threw it out of my build planner there, but here we go. We're about to get power to this place, and we are rolling. We have a source of power. All we need to do now is connect our rover to this base, and we should be able to recharge it. We gotta remember, we gotta make those motors in order to put a connector on the back of our rover so we can park it. Construction components and copper wire. Give me all of those. Okay, that's all we need. Construction components. What's my production looking like? Very cool. It'll make it. Just gotta give it a minute. And yes, I'm excited. I believe this is what's gonna allow us to make some motors, I think. I hope I'm right. I kind of like the view out here. This place is kind of cool. Got our back to this beautiful wall here. It's a big mountain. Got that lovely area over there. There was a copper area there, so we're probably going to be heading up there again. You can see ourselves traveling up that mountain and all over there, collecting stuff and coming back. That might be a thing. Haven't really checked out that side all the way over there, but I did spot that peak over there right at the tip of my welder there. It's like it's a little peak thing. I want to go check it out and see what's over there. Kind of curious. What if it's a cool spot to build? I don't know. All I'm saying is, don't get too attached to this area. We might move. Or we might just leave it here. Who knows? What do we have? Still waiting on parts. This does take a while. You are running everything unrealistic. It's that's part of what the requirements are on the mod, so it does take a little longer than usual. We are still on the construction components. Very cool though. What do you guys think? I think this is a cool little spot. Got ice everywhere. Big open area over there that I'm curious to explore. It's like a big desert area all through that area, through that side over there. So that means it's rover country. That means it should be fun to drive out there. This way, maybe we'll leave it to when we start flying or something. We'll see. But there might be an entryway towards that side. I don't know. Once we get to the peak over there, I guess we can check out that side of the map. But here we go. Let's see if we got all the materials. I still hear it buzzing, so it's not ready. But the next thing I want to do is, now that we do have a form of production, and I'll probably do this off camera, I'm gonna sit here, collect a lot of stone, process as much as I can from it, and collect enough materials so when I'm doing the recording part, I'm not boring you guys with too much of this repetitiveness part here. We need 2 more of those. There we go. Give it to me. Is that all of them? Yes. Okay, cool. So this is what I wanted to check out here. Let's see. What are you capable of doing? Production. Look at all this cool new stuff it can make. It's the assembling bench. It can do steel plates, small steel tube light bulbs. It can do those computers. Here are the motors we need. We needed 2. Let's go ahead and pop. Oh, you need steel tubes to do those. And you also need electromagnets. It needs a lot of things. We need some iron. I want to place that stone there. Let's get a survival kit here and just grab all of these materials. As far as production goes, I just want you to process the stuff now. I don't want you to make anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop all of these in here. And there you go. Now we start producing. And it's gonna start making, hopefully, the tubes and the electromagnets in order to make... Oh, we also gonna need probably like 20 of these, right? I don't know if that's enough. Oh, we need a few more. We need 5 of these. So you can see here the required versus the available. We are missing iron. We need to step up our game with the iron here. Let's see. There's 20 here. 20. The nickel and the copper as well. We got a few computers in there as well, but let's pop these in there. Very, very cool. And we can pop a connector right here. Do I have it? No, wrong one. Can I pop? Yeah, there we go. So I'm thinking that. And I might have to bring these wheels forward one, but I was thinking to just double up the wheels back here. And just keep it like that, you know? I can just come back with the armor plating, bring it back a little further. Makes sense. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to be doing super huge upgrades to this rover. I built it very basic, without the ore detector and without any cargo, to make it challenging. And I think other than the cargo and the ore detector, it has everything it needs to be what it is, and I'm happy with it. So I'm probably going to be using this vehicle as a staple of how we got here, more likely. Do we have all the stuff? Come on, let's do that. What does this need? We need large steel tubes, and oh, we need more iron. Give me iron. So the assembling bench has no connection points, so this is it. Put stuff here, or here, and that's it. It doesn't interact with um, any other block. As far as conveyors go, you can queue up things here, and it'll queue up to everything else, but not by itself. You can't pipe it, is what I mean. Did I get anything in here? We have an advance. Very cool. We got some parts. Go ahead and drop these in there. So this is step one, and this is how we produce things to begin with. So as you can imagine, if I wanted to weld this whole section with steel here, it would take me quite some time to make it all. You know, if I queue it here, it's one of the slowest ones, I believe. So I think these have to go back up to the top so that, yes, there we go. And then once these are made, right, then we can make those. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 more. Woohoo! This is exciting. This little rover, I am definitely happy with it. Give me some stuff. Nothing yet. Give me. Yes. Let's pop those in here so the motors are done. We need construction in one construction, one steel plate. Here, we can finish this now. Very cool. And there you have it. Like I said, the very next one is a way to go ahead and process these materials. So I think that what I'm gonna do to get started is place this refinery right here. Come on. What do I need? I believe it was a steel plate, right? Do I have one? No? Nothing? Nobody? Tough crowd here. This mod does make the game more interesting, a lot more methodical, it seems like. You don't want to waste too much time trying to get your materials to build something that you aren't truly going to enjoy. I mean, you get your stuff back if you grind it, so it's not a big deal, but it takes time to get things done here. I just want to go ahead and place this refinery, and then I am going to farm some materials. Get back to you guys here. Give me some of those, and some of these, and some of those. There we go. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to put this refinery right there. And I'm going to go ahead and stop production and queue up the stuff for that refinery. So this is everything the refinery needs. Need copper. Okay, so I just got to keep feeding it the materials. Which, are we out of stone? I think we are. It is time to go get more stone. Where can I find stone? Right here. Let's go. I'm just gonna do it. Alright, there we have it. Where's that medium cargo? It is almost full. But look at that, we are able to fill it up with a bunch of stone now, and our production should be popping some iron, nickel, and silicon here relatively soon. Eventually, we'll have enough to where we can build this refinery. Well, it's not the refinery, it's the smelter now. That's what it's called, but it will process all those ores that we are looking for. There you go. Got a few steel plate ready. Alright, so here we are. I almost have the refinery, well, the smelter completely built here. We're just waiting on a few more components from our assembling bench. And I think what I'm going to do in the meanwhile is I want to try out and see if I can put another set of wheels right here on this rover so that we can skin it up and call it complete. I do want to go ahead and bring this out because these lights will need to be on the opposite end as well, because here they're not going to do as much good, and I think I want to put them on the side. I'll decide here in a moment. But let's say we extend the chassis all the way out to here. Alright, 1, 2, 3. So this would be the wheel, and this would be the end. I believe that could work. So the wheel would go here and here. Let's see if that's gonna be a doable thing. Do I have enough materials? What do I need? Steel plates to get this going. Let's get some of these done here on this. Can we get anything? Let's see if it'll put it into production. Yeah, it will. Awesome. There we go. I will just let these make. And we'll go ahead and place them here as soon as I get these materials. Production. We need the steel plates first. Give them to me. I just want to place them right now. I want to make sure that I can indeed have the wheels come out. And these need to be yellow. Ooh, I like that. That works. So that will be the new size of the rover with the medium cargo. I might play around back here and try to get it a little bit more cargo, but I think that might be it there. We'll see. Let's go ahead and place the opposite side wheel. Give me some more materials. There we have it. I think this will work just fine for our purposes here. So I am going to go ahead though and grind this block and this block. sure I'll have to grind those as well here eventually, but as of right now, I just want to make sure that the base is the way it needs to be. Nice and strong and sturdy back here. In case we need to drive it, and I have a feeling I will be having to drive it here in a moment to go pick up some ores and materials as soon as our refinery or smelter is ready to go. This is going to be awesome. Let's see what I can do about cargo on this vehicle. Maybe I will upgrade it. So I need the parts for the smelter out of here. Basic computers. Come on. What haven't you made? We need copper wire, so let's go ahead and queue up a bunch more. Oh, we do have it. It's just up there. We have to move it up. There you go. Now we'll make those computers. And while I'm at it, I'm going to queue up the rest of these wheels as well. So, what? All of these. And I'm going to go ahead and queue up the rest. And I'm going to also queue up the rest here. Just so we have a few extra materials. What do we need here? No, we need everything. Well, I will let that work do its thing. I am hoping these computers here are done. And we have ourselves a refinery. Ah, it feels so good to have a refinery. Smelter. Let's kind of pop the stone here. Oh, what is going on? Alright guys, so I went ahead and I took the refinery from here and I just moved it over here. I went ahead and finished building another one of our windmills there. It seems like this just is going to require some power. So I've been farming some stone back there from our stone hole over there and been processing some. Managed to throw some iron into here. And I'm going to weld as many of those as I can. I'm just focusing all my materials on that. So let's see, what do we have here? Can we put one more together? How many will it take to get that assembler to go? There we go. We got one done so far. Let's see. You are still not working. Huh. Let's go ahead and weld one more. Alrighty. Here we go. We have our electromagnets and the rest. Very awesome. Let's go ahead and finish welding this as well. And here we go. We have a total of 5 windmills now. How much power do they... Oh, there you go. Now it's... So I am going to go ahead and place a cargo container right here in front of the refinery. And this is where I want to leave it off at. So this gives me the ability to go mine some stone, throw it into the cargo container, turn it into ingots, and then bring it over here and turn it into a few different materials. Again, thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, and why don't you subscribe if you like the shenanigans I got myself into today. See y'all later. Thank you.